Okay, we're doing lesson 27, okay? It says understand area, okay? By the way, that means the space in, sorry, that means the space inside the square. This, okay, the space inside the square. Okay, when it talks about the area, okay, the area, that's the space inside a shape, okay? The space inside the shape. Easiest way to figure that out, okay? So just think about different ways you can measure a rug that has the shape of a rectangle. You can measure the length of the rug. The length tells how long the rug is. Okay, the length of the rug. The length tells how long the rug is from one end to the other. The rug has at the right is 3 feet long. Okay. You can also measure the width of the rug. With the width tells how wide. Okay. The width tells how wide the rug is from one side to the other. Okay, the rug at the right is 2 feet. So this is your width right here. Okay, that's 2 feet. And this is your length. That's 3 feet. And the video that I just showed you, how do you find the area? What operation do we use? What? No. Multiplication. I multiply. So it's 3 times 2. 6. So that's 6 feet. And you're going to have a little 2 at the top. Square. Okay. Suppose you want to know the area of the rug. Well, you want to know how much the floor rug covers. We already did that. You could do multiplication, 3 times 2. Okay, and it looks like they divided this into equal parts. Okay, so they just divided the rug like this, and that's how I know that there's 3 is the length and 2 is the width, and then they multiply. Or in this case, you could count all the squares. Okay, you measure the area in what they call square units, okay? Each square unit, each little square that you have right here is equal to 1 square unit. So the length, the area of the rug that we just saw is how many square units? 6. There's 6 of these. 6 square units. Okay? Let's do a couple more. Okay. And it says that there's no gaps or overlaps. Okay, so the area of the rug is 6 square units. So study the example showing how to break a rectangle into squares of the same size. All right. And it solves problems 1 through 9. So look, these rectangles are the same size. However, they're cut into in different sections, right? Okay. They're both broken into squares. Rectangle A is broken into bigger squares than rectangle B. Obviously, look, see, these are a little smaller than this, right? So they're going to have different square units, aren't they? Yes, they are. So rectangle A, okay, has 1 row of squares with 2 squares in each row, so they have 2 squares in all. Okay, rectangle B has 2 rows of squares with 4 in each square, 4 squares in each row, so they'll have 8 together. It says Owen started drawing the same size squares in rectangle C right here. Finish drawing the squares. So what do I need to do here? I guess finish this right here like this, and then do that. Okay, you do that for the rectangle C, please. You can do the same thing for rectangle D. Like that. like that, like that, and this one, like this, like that. And there you go. For rectangle C, how many rows of squares are there? How many rows do I have? 3? 1? 1? Whoops. How many? Right here. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Nope. If you go up and down, those are columns. I want how many rows. Okay, so there are 4 rows. And then how many squares in each row? 3. 3 squares. So then how many altogether? 12, because 4 times 3 is 12. 12 squares. Then it says, Amelia started drawing same size squares in rectangle D. How many squares will there be altogether when she's finished? How many are here total? Well, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 rows with 5 in each one. That would be 4 times 5, which would be 20. Yes, when she's all done, she'll have 20 squares. How do I know that? Because there are 4 rows, okay, of squares, and each row has 5. You know, if I count all the squares, I get 20, or 4 times 5 is 20. It says draw the lines to fill the square with 2 different squares. All right, I guess I'm just doing this. Right? And that's that. But how do I do for B though? They're different sizes. The same thing? Wait. The same thing like this? Is that what I should do? This unit square is not the same size as that. That's all I need right there. Because now this square unit is the same size as this one. This square unit is the same size as that. That's what we want. That's what you need to do. They have to be the same size. Okay. Yes, both of them look the same. They look the same, right? Both of them are squares, but one was bigger than the other. Look at square A, okay? How many of these squares does it take to cover the rectangle? 2. Yep, 12 squares. Okay, and now B, how many squares does it take to cover that rectangle?
3.
How many?
3.
3. Well, I heard 4. So either 3 or 4. You tell me.
3.
Look, there's 1 right there, right? And there's 2 right there, and then there's 3. So there's 1, 2, 3. So I was able to do 12 for A and 3 for B. Okay, they're not the same. Okay, because squares A, the unit square is a lot smaller than square B. That's how I know they're not the same. Now we have one rectangle here. It says to show how to cover the square, show how to cover the shape with squares of the same size. All right. So like this, right? Can I do that? I could do that. But then it says, use the fewest squares you can. That's a lot of them, huh? So instead of me doing that, let's use some of the fewer ones. So Can they be this? Can they do that? But what shape do I want? That's not a square. There's 3 here and there's 4 on the side. That's not a square, so I can't do that. Can I do this? Can I do that? Yes, I can. Because there's a square here. And all the other ones are the same size. So how many fewer rectangles can I make out of this? How many? Yes, I can make 6. Six.